The Fermi paradox and where are the aliens? If you are interested on aliens and the Fermi paradox, you must have heard these words one time in your life. Do you believe in the existence of extraterrestrial beings? If you do, then you must be intrigued about their whereabouts and why we haven't heard for them yet. It's not just you. The question has troubled scientists and astrophysicists for decades. Sometimes in the year 1950, a conversation broke out between new collegians at Los Alamos National Laboratory over lunch. Among them was physicist Enrico Fermi, noted for demonstrating first ever sustained nuclear chain reaction. The conversation was not ordinary at all. As far as they can recall, the group discussed a recent report of UFO sighting and the possibility of finding evidence of the speed of light travel soon. In the middle of the conversation, Fermi came up with an unexpected, out of the blue question: where are they? Even though Fermi didn't explicitly mention extraterrestrial life, it was evident among his peers. The conversation was that followed after the question became the basis of what we know now as the Fermi paradox. In simple words, the Fermi paradox is the contradiction between the high probability estimates for the existence of extraterrestrial civilization and the lack of evidence for it. It's estimated that for 100 billion stars in our Milky Way galaxy, there is almost the same number of galaxies in the observable universe. So technically, for every star in the Milky Way, there are a whole galaxy somewhere. There are conflicting views in the scientifically community on how many of those stars are actually sun-like. It's believed to be about 5% to 20%. Let's go with the lowest possible number, which is 5%, which gives us nearly 500 billion sun-like stars. The next question is, what percentage of those sun-like stars is orbited by an Earth-like planet, a planet with similar terrestrial condition, habitable temperature and abundant liquid water, which can harbor life as we know. The answer varies. Some say it about 50%, but according to the research published in PNAS, it is 22%. If we apply the same math to our galaxy with an estimated 100 billion star, lowest possible estimate, it will give us estimated 1 billion Earth like and thousand and what I say? Yes, 100,000 intelligent civilization in our galaxy alone. Assuming our calculation are correct, even if a small fraction of these planets had sent signal, we would have already received them, but we didn't. Why? Now the question is, where are the aliens? This was something about what is Fermi paradox, but now the question is, where are the aliens? So let's explain. A popular hypothesis regarding galactic colonization is that it could be achieved by a spaceship that can travel nearby planets, spend a couple of centuries there while replicating, and then send those replicas to other worlds. With this, even without traveling near the speed of light, a civilization would be able to colonize the entire galaxy in less than 4 million years, a relatively short time on the cosmic scale. If we assume that only 1% of intelligent life survives long enough to become a galaxy colonizing civilization, their presence would still be fairly noticeable, and yet we see nothing. Here be nothing, and we are visited by no one. This is the Fermi paradox. Is essence, at least, if life exists on other planet, why have we never heard from anyone? To understand the paradox, we first have to learn about something called the Kardashev scale. It groups intelligent civilization in three different categories. The type type 1 is civilization has the ability to use the entire energy available on their planet on a scale from 0 to 1. 1 being type 1 civilization, and earth is currently 0.7. We should be able to reach the level in the next century or so. Type 2 is the type 2 civilization must harness all the energy from its home star. Type 3 is the third and the last type of civilization in the Kardashev scale, controls everything in the galaxy. A race this advanced would be like a god to us. If there is any civilization older than ours which is able to survive all the way to type 3, then it is more or less likely they have mastered intergalactic travel and possibly colonizing other planets. The concept of great filter was first proposed by American economist Robin Hanson in 1998. He argued that the failure to find any extraterrestrial civilization so far suggests there something fundamentally wrong with the uh, assumption that advanced intelligent life might arise. The great filter implies the existence of some kind of ridiculous, hard to pass barrier that prevents civilization from becoming truly superior. It acts as a filter which restricts an intelligent civilization from becoming highly advanced one. In it further explained that almost all civilizations tend to destroy themselves before developing advanced space travel technology or colonizing other planets. From our standpoint, the great filter would lie either in our past or in our future. In other words, we could already have crossed the barrier. If that's the case, then we might indeed be only knowledgeable species in the Milky Way. The other possibility is that our civilization is not advanced enough and is behind the great filter. Based on this hypothesis, many believe that our civilization will self-destruct in the future. It is possible that we are not advanced enough to communicate the extraterrestrial being and alien civilizations. We are we really alone? This is one of the question, because many people think, not many, most of the people think that there are other civilizations or other aliens in other planets. But there is also a question that are we really alone? So let's have the answer. Are we really alone in the galaxy or universe? Even though it appeared to be empty and dead, we cannot be sure that we are the only existing intelligent being in the universe. However, all the evidence we have so far indicates that it might indeed be the case. Consider this, here on the Earth, we still haven't figured out how multicellular life began on this planet, how it was able to move from a tiny cell to big, complex organisms. Not only that, but we also are not even sure how life began here in the first place, or how water came into existence. There are many such questions but no definite answer. So maybe our planet Earth is the only cosmic entity which has allowed smart species to evolve. No one can deny the fact that where we live, the planet Earth is unique and fascinating. It is the only planet or cosmic entity we know of that harbors life. So hope you like the video, and now you are understand with the Fermi paradox and what are the aliens. So please like, comment, share and subscribe our channel, and don't forget to share to make other people also know about this. Bye. I will be here with my new videos, and don't forget to see my other videos. Thank you.